Hey, how's it going, guys? It's Scarecrow, and today I have a video about the DLC maps in Black Ops 3 PC, or the entire new DLC experience, so to speak, for all of us PC players, and I just wanted to kind of have a little bit of a comedic look at the maps and what I think of them so far. So if you guys don't know, Treyarch decided to give us all of the DLC maps for free for a 30-day trial, and if the reception is positive, I do think that they will make it permanent. I don't know, that's up to PC dev, but this in itself is interesting because Call of Duty and Activision doesn't really give away a lot of things for free ever, so I can just imagine it going down in the big Treyarch offices with like all the head honchos just sitting all there, you know, talking about future DLC weapons or whatever it is that they do with their spare time, and then PC dev just comes in, and PC dev is Patrick here, by the way, because no one knows who PC dev actually looks like. He's like, hey guys, I really want to pitch a really cool idea I have for the PC community of Black Ops 3. It's like, what's a PC? You know, the things that we work on to make our things. Oh, those machines. Yeah, okay. Wait, we actually made a game for that? Oh yeah, that's right. I remember signing off on it like something or other once upon a time. So yeah, anyway, what's the big pitch idea? Well, I want to give people an incentive to play PC, you know, because there's not a lot of people playing. Yeah, because who actually plays PC anymore? Well, yeah, anyway, so we have about like 4,000 or 5,000 people playing, but I know a way we can get a bunch more. I want to make it so that all the DLC maps are free. Free? Like, they wouldn't purchase them, you know, I mean, because they can already buy the maps. Yeah, but nobody on PC buys the maps anyway. Well, isn't that their own fault? You know, they could just buy the maps and play on them, but nobody on PC plays those playlists. Like, nobody plays the DLC maps. Well, that sounds boring. But anyway, it's really going to work, because what it'll do is people love free things, right? I mean, you know, you love free hot dogs and free food and, you know, free gifts and stuff. Like, you never turn down a free gift. That is true. I have never turned down a free gift. Can you imagine the amount of sales we get from people if we had all the DLC maps for free? That is true, people do love free things. I can see this working. Continue. Yeah, so we just announced that all the DLC maps are free for 30 days. Alright, and then people buy the game and they come and play the DLC maps for free, and you know, it's a big incentive to come and play, and basically if they've already bought the game on console or something, it's an incentive to play on PC, and it's really cool, and we make a butt ton of money, and then, I don't know, we might make it permanent later down the line depending on how much they like it or not. Or depending on how much the sales are, you mean. Yeah, I guess that's true, yeah. Ah, what the heck, you know what? We're adding in some DLC weapons in a while anyway, so if this falls through, we always have that for some revenue. Go ahead, go on and add it. I'll sign off on it. That's just how I imagine the conversation going down in my head, so yeah. Up next we have Showdown, or as I like to call it, pretty much just Real Steel, or the boxing map. It's such an awesome map, I think it's such a cool map, just because I want this announcer to announce everything that ever happens in my life, ever. I mean, this guy's voice is just awesome. I mainly stick around the middle of the map just to hear him speak. It just brings me back to my childhood of watching Real Steel and just like my childhood fantasies of watching robots box off in these awesome arenas and stuff like that, and being able to play in a Call of Duty map with this theme is just really cool. Sadly, I don't get to play on enough because it's only popped up a few times in the rotation, and instantly it's overshadowed by the more popular maps. I just love to run around on this map and stick around on the outside and listen to the announcer speak. It's a really cool map. Now, of course, we have Nuke Jacked, which is just an awful map in my opinion. I hated it in Black Ops 2, and I really don't like it in Black Ops 3, although I will say that it is better in Black Ops 3, just because of the fact that you can escape a spawn trap a little bit easier with the specialist weapons and the exo boost. But, oh my god, this map is just an absolute clusterfudge. It's like the Nuketown of the DLCs. Everyone always votes for it, and it's always a camping, rush, absolute just slaughterfest of spawn trapping and just nastiness. Or against people that have just spent thousands of hours playing a Nuke Jack playlist in Black Ops 2, so they just lock it down with an LMG or spawn rush with a purifier. It's just crazy, and I hate this map. Not one for the ages. Up next is Spire, or as I like to call it, Future Airplane Terminal, because that's all it reminds me of, is some sort of futuristic airline terminal, and it's just so boring. There's nothing on this map. It's literally like one big long sightline, and then that's it. The big gimmick on this map, of course, is you're really high up in the air and you can fall to your death, but you can fall to your death on so many other maps that it's not a gimmick at all. Like, the colors are very, very stark, and there's not a lot of theme to really get behind here. It's just a boring, bland, long-ranged map, and usually it just becomes a sniping fest down the middle lane with two people head glitching on either side trying to snipe each other. Up next we have Mustafar, or that's what I just like to call it because this is all it reminds me of, just the one from the prequels trilogies of Star Wars, the big lava map overlooking all the lakes of lava and stuff. Really, all it reminds me of is that Star Wars meme. Literally, like, it's impossible for me to not play this map without without thinking of Anakin Skywalker slowly burning in CGI lava. It's just all that comes to my mind on this map, so it's so hard to take this map seriously. But when you actually do think about it, the layout on this map is absolutely terrible. You have like a really fat middle lane, and then the outer lanes are just two huge choke points, and if you have a shotgun or a ripper, you can lock down the entire lane easy, no problem. This map is just kind of like a living meme, and is not meant to be taken seriously at all. Now, I remember watching some of the interviews when the developers were talking about this DLC pack, and they were talking about Ryze and how it's supposed to be a super competitive map, one for the ages. You know, you play on Ryze when you want to, you know, grind with your squad and stuff like that, and it's super competitive. All it is a bunch of sight lanes and open corridors. Literally, there are so many doorways and peak spots and entry lanes to watch, and there's water under the map, and then there's all of these entryways to watch, and then, oh my god, there's like so much stuff to hide behind. It's Head Glitch City. Gosh, if this is how the pros play, well then count myself out. I am not ever going into the pro scene, because it's ridiculous. Playing on this map, you have to have your head on a swivel all the time with your sensitivity cranked up to 11. That's not to say that it's not a fun map. I've had a lot of fun games on this, just because people are so busy running around and in and out of all the corridors that they get lost and they have no idea where they're going. So it's more a matter of, hello, I'm trying to find an enemy, rather than I know where they're coming from. It's like, I know they're in that general vague vicinity, but I have no idea how to actually get to them. Let's just take this doorway and see where it leads me. Oh, it's led me to the other side of the map. Well, that's too bad. So definitely not what I consider to be a super competitive map at all. You know, that little map raid that everyone used to vote for every single time it came to the rotation because it was such an amazing map? Well, they brought it back in Black Ops 3, and guess what? It's nowhere near as good. I mean, look at this thing. It looks amazing, but oh my god, the scale feels all wrong, and it is really weird to play on this map. Really, it is. It feels like they kind of squished it into Black Ops 3. Like, it doesn't really scale very well, and it certainly doesn't play as well. You can jump into spots that were previously inaccessible in the last game, and it disrupts a lot of flow on the map. Not to mention that when you can exo boost around the map, it disrupts the entire flow, and that made it so good in Black Ops 2. It's crazy how much the future boost movement really destroys some of the older maps' flow. Not to mention that, but the amount of parties and tryhards I've come into contact with on this map is incredible. It's like everyone that votes for this map are all the old raid fanboys and stuff like that, and it's crazy. I have been destroyed on this map more times than any other map in the DLC packs. It's crazy. I will say though that it is a fun map to just run around in and have a blast. It's like, as long as you don't treat it very seriously, I think that's kind of like the theme for most of the maps. Just don't take them very seriously or treat them as super competitive maps, because you're not going to find that in a lot of these maps. These maps are just meant to be played on to have a blast and a change of scenery. Knockout is in my top 3 of all of the maps of DLC just because it's such a really cool theme, like a martial arts temple. Like, it has such a really cool theme and color palette to it, but not only that, it immediately reminded me of the old Three Ninja Brother movies, if you guys don't know, from the early 90s, which are so nostalgic for me watching those old movies. I used to go over to my friend's house and watch them, and I don't know, this map just reminds me of that. It's got a freaking disco hall in there. So yeah, like, the theme alone on this map just wins it for me. I really don't care about the layout. The layout's not anything too special, but it's really cool. And I remember playing against veteran bots on this map with my friends when the DLC launched. It was a ton of fun, really was. I really do like this map. I think it's awesome. Micro is easily my favorite map of the whole DLC, all of them, just because of the fact that it's such a cool theme. I love that we're the size of ants running around on a barbecue picnic table. I instantly was attracted to the theme, but this map is just so good. Literally, it is a straightforward run to the center, and whoever can head glitch and spawn trap the enemy team wins. There's no like hidden tactics behind it. The flank routes take forever to go, so nobody really runs them anymore. Everyone just runs down the middle through all the cans and past all the sauce bottles and stuff like that. It's so much fun. Plus, whenever I play on this map, it just reminds me of old barbecues and stuff like that I've had with my family, and it makes me hungry. You can't not play on this map and feel hungry after playing it, surrounded by burgers and cupcakes and donuts and stuff like that. It's awesome. I freaking love the idea of this map. Some people have complained about it, but I just think the more maps that are like this, that have truly awesome themes that make you go, oh wow, I love this so much, need more of these in Call of Duty. Really, we do. They are such an awesome thing, and that I don't care that they suspend disbelief, because to me, Call of Duty is all about fun, and this whole map just epitomizes fun for me. Then to the opposite end of the spectrum, we have Citadel, which is my second most hated map of this entire DLC. I hate this map so much with a burning passion. When I first played it, I thought it was alright. The theme kind of carried it for me, but then after I sat down and examined the map, and what really made it a map is literally just two sides fighting off over a drawbridge. It's horrible. The color scheme is pretty ugly too. It's all a green tint. It just reminds me of a Zack Snyder film, and I don't like it at all. The medieval theme kind of gives it a few points points, but when you take that away, the map design is just pitiful. It has no flow to it, and it's broken up by so many camping spots. It's not fun at all. I really despise this map, and I try to avoid it as much as possible, but people seem to love it just because of the theme, so I maybe it's just me, but I really hate this map. Verge is just one of those maps that's very meh for me. There's a lot of things that they could have done so much better on this map. I kind of like that it's very Mad Max, like I really like the theme. That's one thing a lot of these maps do have, is their theme going for them. They have a lot of theme and a lot of bright colors that make them very pleasing to the eye, but when it comes to the layout to the map and how they actually play, they're very unattractive in that way, and this map is no different. There's a lot of tight lanes and corridors, so this is the map where I mainly just run a shotgun or dual-wield pistols just to have a bit of fun on this map. It's also a really good melee map because of how close quarters the entire thing is. If you stick around the cave and the lower end of the map, then it's really hard to counter you with anything else other than a shotgun. So I remember playing on this map back when it launched. This was one of the few maps that I did actually get a few games in from the second DLC before that was unpopulated, and it's kind of a meh map. I don't mind playing it, but I won't go out of my way to play it either. Outlaw, in my opinion, is one of the prettiest maps out of all of them. I think the color scheme on it works really well, and I love the whole Wild West theme. I think it's so cool. I'm actually waiting for a Wild West FPS shooter to come out sometime, and to see what it looks like on current gen hardware, because that'd be really cool. And that's all this map reminded me of. It's just like, oh, I so want to play a cowboy game and run around with 6 shooters and pistols and have a bunch of fun. But this map, like, I remember the first time I played on it, I was like, oh my god, it's so pretty. And it is a remake of Standoff from Black Ops 2, which really shows. It doesn't translate into Black Ops 3 at all because of the exo movement. You can boost jump all over the map, and the sight lines that were like previously inaccessible in Black Ops 2 are available in this, and it like all of the tenseness that came from those games, like everything that made Standoff from Black Ops 2 a good map isn't present in this. Like, you can boost jump around the map in a matter of seconds, and the sniping on this map, it used to be so good for sniping in Black Ops 2. Well, for Black Ops 3, it feels like an assault rifle to SMG map, just because it feels like it's smaller thanks to the exo movement. So I think the aesthetic of it is really good, but I wouldn't recommend it as like a tactical map. Like, it's not that much fun to play on. Now, that is most of the maps you may have noticed that I missed out too. I didn't mention Berserk in this because I haven't actually played it, but I want to play it so bad. It's basically just a Viking map running around in the snow, and I can just imagine all of the Viking themes and stuff, but it never comes up in the rotation. It's one of the maps that I haven't yet to play, and whenever it does come up, people just vote for other things, so I have yet to play it. I really wanted to play it, but I've been playing the DLC since it launched, and I haven't got into a game of Berserk, so I can't really comment on that. And then we have Rupture. We don't talk about Rupture in the PC community anymore, because it is possibly one of the worst maps and themes and just anything that has ever been added into a Call of Duty. It's so vile and despicable that I don't even really want to mention it in this video. Let's just say that it's pure evil, and let's just leave it at that. I will never, ever play it if I have the choice. Ever. And you will never see a video on it. Ever again. So yeah, guys, that's my opinion on the maps. I think I covered most of them. If there was any of them I missed, then I do apologize. But I just wanted to give my overall thoughts and opinions on the maps. I think they're really cool. What they do is something that is much needed and a lot of people are overlooking, is they breathe some fresh air into Black Ops 3. Black Ops 3 is so stale at the moment, or it was before this DLC launched, that it was almost painful to play it for long extended periods of time. But now that we have these maps, even if it is only for a month and they remove it after this, it's nice to be able to play on something different. It's nice to be able to have some new engagements on new maps. It's nice to have something to learn. It's nice to develop new tactics for the maps. I'm still learning them all. I've only played on them all probably a handful of times, but it's enough that I'm slowly learning the flow of them and going, right, this is a good rush route, that's not a good rush route, this is a good line of sight and stuff like that. And I think the people, the reason why a lot of the PC community is complaining about it, or at least a lot of the people I know that are complaining about it, is because they don't know the maps. If they say that they're not as good as the original maps, I don't think that's the point. The maps were never going to be as good as the maps that the game launched with, because they were the maps that had to sell the game. These are the maps that had to draw people in and to like kind of remind you what's fun about Black Ops 3, and that is kind of the colors and the themes and the aesthetic. So I love these maps just because of the variety they bring to the multiplayer, and I wish they would stay because I really enjoy playing on them. Even though they aren't very technically sound or they don't really play very well, I still welcome the chance to play on them anytime. So anyway, guys, that is my thoughts on the DLC maps. Let me know what you think of the DLC maps down in the description below, what you thought of them. Have you played them on PC recently? Are you making good on this chance to play them. If not, well then you're kind of missing out. I do think that Black Ops 3 right now is in a really good place. I really do think that they've stepped it up, and I really like where PC Dev is going with this. He has proven himself to be a very competent PC developer, and I look forward to the things that he is going to bring for Black Ops 3 for the rest of the year and into the next life cycle of the next Treyarch game. So anyway guys, thank you so much for watching. If you have enjoyed, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more, and I shall see you, beautiful people, in the next video.